Shasky, you talk about the balance on offense. Defensively, I think this is the fastest defense they've seen all season long. What defense?
This year? Yes.
This season?
Yes.
This is the fastest defense they faced.
I agree.
I think this defense poses a lot of problems for the 49ers offensively.
Outside of Kansas City, I think this is going to be the biggest game of the year.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it is because of the playoffs, but I'm saying in terms of who they're facing.
Micah Parsons is a guy who can line up on the outside, but he also lines up in the middle. And I was watching some breakdown where if he lines up, it was Baldy, actually, Brian Baldinger.
Uh-huh.
Micah Parsons lines up at middle linebacker. It's almost a given he's blitzing. And that's where the interior offensive line's got to hold up here. Aaron Banks, Jake Brindle, and, of course, Spencer Burford. Micah Parsons lines up in the middle. He is blitzing. If he lines up on the edge, he plays it really well. He's probably going to line up over Mike McGlinchey. Diggs in the secondary. Linebacker-wise, Van Der Esch and company. This is the fastest defense the 49ers have faced. So those rollouts that Brock Purdy, tends to do, we saw it a lot last week against Seattle. What's going to happen if Dallas takes that away? Because he hasn't seen team speed on the defensive side of the football like this yet.
Well, and this is where you're hoping that when you pay one of the best fullbacks and tight ends as blockers, not all the time, but you're hoping those guys can help out your offensive line and they can communicate properly. I think the one thing I've been most impressed with this team, Jake Brendel, I mean, he was the biggest question mark to me. Communication on the O-line for the last month and a half.
It's been awesome.
Has there been any issues? Have you seen any snap issues with him and the Rook?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. So it's on that O-line, but it's also on Shanahan to put together a scheme that either gets Purdy on the move, left and right to avoid that pressure, but also gives him extra protection with that fullback in there or with that tight end selectively.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm with you there. So you may have to do that. From Newark, McCaffrey didn't have a bye week. Are you sure? Everybody sure about that? Are we sure? They played the Rams.
See, I thought he didn't have one.
So the Niners played the Rams October 30th at SoFi Stadium. They beat them 31-14. McCaffrey led the way with 94 rushing yards. Week 9, the Niners had a bye week. So unless Christian McCaffrey got traded from the Niners back to Carolina and then traded back, that means he had a bye week. He had a bye right after.
And that was the game Debo missed where he was the number one focal. Gotcha.
Yep. That was the game
so
Debo missed.
So he did have a bye week.
He did have a bye week.
Oh, there you go.
He had a bye week
put that
after
to rest.
the Rams game. Yeah, let's put that to rest.
I want to bring up one random thing. I know you and I have kind of made a vow. We're not going to worry about the offseason and this. The 49ers had one of their personnel guys poached and went to Tennessee.
Rand Carthon.
I'd never heard of him until
Rand
now.
Carthon,
it's always difficult for me to understand who's doing what, where the credit should go when it comes to the front offices. I think it's easy to say this guy's great and that guy's terrible, and who knows who's making these selections and who's pounding the table for who. But Trey Lance on his Instagram put a peace sign to him.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. What does that mean to you?
I don't know. A lot of people are already saying, hey, it means he wants to get traded to Tennessee. And all of a sudden I think, well, is Tennessee going to move off of Malik Willis? Or whatever the young man's name is, who they just drafted out of Liberty?
I was going to go in a different direction. When the word cap came up back, 6-7 years ago, when I first started hearing cap, no cap, I didn't know no cap meant no lies.
It's a lie.
It's a lie. Yes, thank you.
Cap means lie.
Yes.
Cap back in our day means, hey, I'm going to talk crap about you.
Rip on you. Yeah, I'm capping on you, whatever.
Capping on you.
So the point being is that I always find it funny when old people are trying to interpret the new trends of young people, and who knows what the hell to me I didn't even know what to.
I don't know what it means.
I don't know what it meant.
Why would Trey want to go to Tennessee? Is Rand Carthon the guy who discovered him? I don't know what the fingers crossed mean. We'd have to ask Trey Lance.
So you're not up in a frenzy over it?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, I didn't know
it's not even close.
Well, but a lot of people are, and that's why I was.
And you know what?
He sees the writing on the wall. He wants out.
So, but a lot of people want Trey out. Well, you may get your wish, and then you're going to have to roll with Brock Purdy, and we'll see how teams adjust to Brock Purdy. Again, we're going to get a real good glimpse of the last two first halves. Now, Jimmy Garoppolo was playing, and he had those first halves. The tone would be a bit different.
Yeah, but Jimmy didn't have those kind of second halves.
He didn't have those, but
I mean, like let's play both sides of it here.
But
I'm with
those
you
first
on
halves. If Trey Lance had those first halves, we haven't seen Trey Lance a lot. I'm just saying, those are the type of first halves that get you beat in playoff games.
Well, that's what a lot of the
experts who break down the game.
Yeah, the film experts who break down the game. I was going to try to say it in a more eloquent way, but I clearly botched it.
LQ's telling us on YouTube. Fingers crossed means good luck. Good luck. All right.
Good luck for the man
for
going
Rand
in.
Carthon.
Okay, there you
and
go.
Trey's been reposting a lot of his teammates stuff.
Well, I've been following.
He reposted Brock Purdy stuff.
Speaking of this, I've been following Trey Lance the whole time. He always posts all of his teammates stuff. Aaron Banks and this guy and that guy, Brock Purdy stuff.
Doesn't it feel like he gets this knock that he's not a team-friendly guy, that he's all about himself?
I just think there's too many people that are hyper-focused on everything a social media athlete. How many times has Debo had to come dunking over the top on beat writers who are like, you think you know that what this means, and this means nothing from what this means? Like, we can't interpret social media stuff. Like, I know that that's part of the job. I'm not knocking people that do it. It's just I find it difficult. These guys Trey Lance is 22. I have no idea what the Instagram emoji algorithms are of a 22-year-old.
Right. And so, you want to call me, I see a lot of stuff. Sean Salisbury tweeted out something yesterday. The question in 2023 is who's going to back up Brock Purdy? What if he goes out there and throws 3 picks and looks overwhelmed against the Dallas Cowboys? What if he lights it up? Like, I just don't get this premature notion that we're just going to hand the keys over to Brock Purdy. Let him compete. Let him compete. I wouldn't trade. Look, how I'm looking at it, I'm not trading Trey Lance. I'm not moving off of Brock Purdy. That's only $11 million in my quarterback room.
Well, I think that this conversation, I want to see how the rest of the year plays out. I want to see what the offseason holds. There's a lot. Before I can even get to entertaining what we're going to do in the offseason, I want to see how this season concludes and what it looks like, and kind of go from there.
Also, why would we want to move off Brock Purdy when quarterbacks get hurt every single year, it feels like, under Kyle Shanahan? It's not his fault.
I took a screenshot. There were more backup starts this year than any point in the last 15 years.
So I'm
the NFL.
Yeah,
I'm keeping
the quarterback room full. I'm keeping good talent in that quarterback room. Let's go to Yvonne real quick in Daly City. He's going to explain what the cross fingers emoji is. Yvonne, help us OGs out.
Help us old people out.
We're 40 and over now. We need help.
I need help.
What's up, Bonte Shefty? Good morning, guys.
Good morning, man.
Oh, no, because everybody was making a big deal out of it, and I've seen it. So, I don't want to, as young folks who use that a lot. So, pretty much it just means, like, we tight forever.
Oh, gotcha. That makes sense.
We're tight forever. So maybe he has a really good relationship with them. So, like, I use that with my close friends. Yeah, we bonded forever. We good.
I like that. See, now this is why I need this.
I love that.
See, thank you for explaining this. This is why I didn't want to lose my mind over this. I remember when Cap first came out, Nash started texting me, Cap. I'm like, Doug, what does that even mean?
I remember I tweeted that. I was like, Cap. What the hell does that mean? And the youngsters start getting on me. Oh, you old sir. You don't even know. I was like, Cap had a different meaning when I was growing up. Anyway, thanks for the call, Yvonne.
No, I appreciate that. Thanks for educating us. Last thing, my niece came over yesterday, and she was going through the Brock Purdy Instagram thing. I'm telling you, B, the guy looks 14 years old in every single photo.
He's a youngster, man.
I couldn't get over how many people, his IG following went from nil to, what is it, 500,000? I can't.
Oh, easily.
People are in on Brock.
Oh, they're so in on Brock.
The intoxication sensation.
They're so in. My mom told me, don't you dare disrespect Brock Purdy on the airways. I swear to God.
She said that to you.
She told me. She goes, y'all better leave my quarterback alone. She told me that. Leave my quarterback alone. Like, Mom, I've never heard you talk about a player like this before. Ever.
Well, look, I was thinking about, there's many. Tom Brady, 21 years ago today, the Tuck rule.
And it's a great story. We forget about that 6th-round pick.
It's one of the most incredible stories of all time.
Right.
I also remember there's been lots of guys, and people are going to go to different people. Nick Foles and this and that in football, and that's fine. I'll listen to that. We talked about Kaepernick rising and then falling. There was a guy like Andrew Bynum, for example, with the Lakers. Everyone would have traded everything for the future of Andrew Bynum. Yep. Remember how good he was?
Oh, he was legit. He was legit.
I mean, I know Spadoni's shaking his head. Am I wrong? Andrew Bynum.
He was legit. He was an all-star, and then his knees gave out. That was the thing.
And he got that big money from Philly, and the rest is history. Then he started dyeing his hair.
I mean, I would have bet on a 15-year career for Lincecum.
Right.
You know? And it was a comment and a phenom, and it came and went.
You just don't know.
I will say this, though. I think Brock gives him, by far and away, of the 3 quarterbacks right now, even if they're all healthy, for coming into this game, there's no way anyone convince me he doesn't give them right now, by far, the best opportunity to win this game.
Right. And it's really about Garoppolo and Brock Purdy, if we're being honest. We've seen Trey Lance didn't even finish 5 quarters. I have no idea what he is.
I'll say they could have won 4 games with Trey
Right.
Lance. I don't know.
knows?
They could have won 12. They could have won something in between. I
Who
have
knows?
no idea.
We have no idea. Who knows if they even make the deal for Christian McCaffrey?
It's a great question.
They made the deal for Christian McCaffrey because they realized Jimmy needs a check down guy. Jimmy's not going to stretch field. Well, let's get him somebody who can run after the catch and help him out.
So as I put a bow on all this, I know everyone wants to trade this guy away and anoint this guy and do this. This weekend, Brock Purdy is QB1 and gives us our best chance to get to the NFC Championship game and start our run for our first Super Bowl since '94. And that's all I care about.
But is it okay for me to say that he's facing the fastest defense he's seen yet?
Bonte, this is the Niners' toughest test. I would argue Kansas City, because regular season is irrelevant compared to the playoffs.
Right.
This is the toughest test, I think, balance-wise, of any of the playoff opponents since Kansas City in the Super Bowl. And that's with the utmost respect for the Rams.
No, I can't disrespect. I can't disagree with that. All right.